Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Avatar, The Way of Water, and this is the long gestating sequel to Avatar from 2009 that blew up the world and blew up the box office and made tons and tons of money and is the highest grossing film of all time, and James Cameron's going to be making these movies for the rest of his life. And I'm a cynic of Avatar. I think the story, the characters, everything's very derivative. It just felt like, I need to find a easy, accessible story I could throw in here so that I could show off all my cool toys. And I wasn't really looking forward to this sequel. And then I saw it, got to go to a press screening, saw it in IMAX 3D. I'm not a fan of 3D either. I think it's cheap, it's tacky. I think if a film is really great, it'll make you feel like you're in it. You don't physically need it popping up out of the screen at you. And it became a lot less distracting as the movie went on, but I'm happy to say this kind of blew me away. From a technical standpoint, obviously James Cameron kills it. And from his direction, there's so much scale and world building that it's just plain awe-inspiring. On top of that, there's thrilling, exhilarating action. Like the whole last hour of this 3-hour and 12-minute movie is one big giant set piece. And it is nuts. It is, you feel it. You feel the impact. You feel the energy. You feel the emotion. There's so much emotional depth and sensitivity around this film that Cameron's able to help you feel. And everything from the pacing, this doesn't feel like a 3-hour and 12-minute film. Not at all. And from other technical aspects, from the composing from Simon Franklin, who takes over for James Horner, it's absolutely beautiful and moving and knows exactly when to hit to get that emotion out of you. Russell Carpenter's cinematography is breathtaking. This is an absolutely gorgeous film. The colors just pop off the screen. And just everything from a technical standpoint, just chef's kiss. From a story perspective, it goes, because I had no idea what the hell this movie was about based off the trailers, because they really didn't give away any story. But basically what we have here is this group of basically Avatar clones of all the bad guys from the first film, led by Cordish, Stephen Lang coming back, are now avatars and are basically a hit squad to kill Jake Sully. And Jake and his family have to go on the run, and they find this beautiful and honorable and proud community of this tribe that lives off the water. And we get engrossed into this world, and now we're in high seas adventures, watching the humans who are back at it again, trying to destroy this planet because Earth is going down the pooper, and now that we need a new place to live, come back for this planet Pandora. And this time it's fighting on the seas, and it's a very personal grudge match here because this clone knows who killed him. And you have Jake and his family, which that's one of the biggest additions here, because this puts something like Fast and Furious to shame, which just shamelessly goes around like it's about family and doesn't do any of that well. This film is so deep and resonant in the way that it deals with family and the connections and kids trying to impress their parents or make them proud or prove themselves, and the complex layers of how a lot of these characters are connected and in relationship with each other makes for a compelling story and layers to that story. It's something engrossing and moving, and it's really something to behold, seeing how impactful and emotional this story is, there's real gravity, there's weight, there's stakes to all of this, and you mix that with the incredible action. The action that James Cameron puts together in this film is some of the best, period. And if you want to be less grand about it, it's some of the best, this is one of the best action movies of the 21st century. It's plain and simple. It's up there with Mad Max Fury Road. It's up there with Mission Impossible Fallout. It's up there with John Wick. It's something that uses scale and special effects, which the special effects are absolutely stunning and make us feel like this is real. And we feel connections to these characters, and there's real connection and stakes to their relationships and dynamics. And yes, some of the threads feel a little familiar. They do lean into a few too many little, cliches and tropes of like teenage, angsty kinds of coming-of-age story threads. But as it all comes together, the story really works. You have certain things like, did this really need to be over 3 hours? Probably not. Did it feel it? Not really, though. So, from a narrative standpoint, it probably could have been, like, tightened, but you're always feeling engrossed in it. And, like, this movie made me feel for this whale-type creature more than 3/4 of the humans that I meet in movies. And that's something impressive. And you have certain things like how they handle exposition in this movie, and similar to the first movie, is not nuanced in any way, shape, or form, and just comes at you like a blunt force trauma to the face. And there's some other things, like I mentioned, there's some cliches and little tropes in regards to some of the coming of age storylines. And I do feel like some of the performances are a little odd. Like, Sigourney Weaver, love Sigourney Weaver, but Sigourney Weaver trying to be a teenage girl just feels a little off and weird. But outside of that, like, Sam Worthington gives a really strong performance here, which I've never been the biggest Sam Worthington fan, but I think he does a really fine job here. Zoe Saldana, yes, she's bringing something powerful and impactful to her role. Stephen Lang is just carries over that performance he has from the first film and just kills it again this time around. Kate Winslet and Cliff Curtis, especially Kate Winslet, are the two leaders of this new water tribe, and they are great. Winslet is powerful and impactful on screen. There's a couple of interesting additions that I'm not going to give away, that are some human characters, but you have all the young actors that play the children here, and I think they all do a really fine job. They do what they need to do. They make us care about these characters, and that's the thing. I cared about these characters, and I cared in this film. It made me care about this world. It made me care about the creatures in it, and the connection, and the themes and ideas of family and environmental protection, and just our harmony with our environment all resonate so profoundly in this film. It just all comes together to make an extremely impressive sequel to a film that I was not excited for. And it delivered and proved me wrong. But those are my thoughts on Avatar: The Way of Water. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.